Hi everybody, I'm Mitch, Technical Service Coordinator here at Biospherix. Going to do a video today to, it's kind of a common thing for some of these older chambers. I'm going to show you how to, spruce them back up. There's two things that often happen over time with the humidity, with the cleaning agents and stuff, and we do get a lot of calls asking about them. And I've got a chamber here that's a perfect example. Is magnet kit has started to fall off, and you start to see this discoloration. Now everybody sees that and they're like, oh, it's rust, it's rusting. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. It's not rust, it's a surface discoloration. This chamber here just had a ton of humidity in here, and it was cleaned with chlorine based cleaners, which are the two common things. This is going to be from humidity building up, getting in there, causes that little surface discoloration, and these chlorine based cleaners really wreak havoc on the magnet kit around it. So a lot of people see this, they're like, oh, it's not sealing, it's not working. We can get this right back to really good shape here with very minimal thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to get rid of this discoloration. So to do that, you do need a couple tools, 1/4 inch wrench and a Phillips head screwdriver, because you need to take the door off. The wrench holds these little nuts here, and we just loosen them up and take it off because we need to get access to the stainless steel hinge. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go through. There's nothing fancier that just undo it so that I can get the stainless steel separated here. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've taken off all the nuts and bolts. I've separated them. So these are from the bottom of the chamber. They're a little bit longer of a screw. These are from the door of the chamber. It's a little bit shorter screw. I've just separated them so I don't get them mixed up here. And as you can see, I've got the stainless steel piece here. This is what everybody calls rust, which is not. It's a surface corrosion that comes from if the screws and bolts get wet, especially with certain types of cleaners, the chlorine-based kinds, or a lot of humidity. It's part of their surface coating that turns that color and kind of leaks out. So it's real easy to get rid of. You don't need anything special. This is what I recommend, Barkeeper's Friend. There's a couple different versions. It doesn't matter what version you have. And I just took some paper towels to show how easy this is going to be. You wet the paper towel, shake this up, put it on, and you just wipe it down. And the vast majority of this is gonna come off. So I'll wet some paper towels and wipe it down, and you can see how it wipes right off here. Okay, so that was with just paper towels and barely any pressure, and almost all of it's gone. If you want to use a sponge you can get I picked an extreme example where it's caked on. You can get the rest of this off with a sponge. Paper towel doesn't scrub super hard, but as you can see, it's way better. You can put this through your regular autoclave now. One of the things I do at the very end with it is I'll then take my isopropyl alcohol, wet, and then just give it one last wipe down with that, and that just cleans off all of the Barkeeper's Friend. So you can autoclave this, wipe it down with isopropyl alcohol. Hydrogen peroxide works just as well, but it's much better than it was. And as you can see, you know, if that was actually rust, none of that would have come up. So it's just that surface corrosion, and that's how you take it off. You know, a lot of people ask where you can get this, you know, Walmart, Target, online, any of your local grocery stores. It's right in the cleaning aisle. It's real cheap and inexpensive, and it works super great. So now that we have that cleaned off, the next step in rejuvenating this chamber is, one, I use my isopropyl alcohol. I'll wipe down all of this, get it nice, looking nice and neat again. But I did want to show you while we had the door off how to replace the magnets. So you have your door off, you have your magnets, and if the magnet kit it needs to be replaced, you know, I peel off any pieces that are here just by hand. There's a little piece here. This piece is falling off, so I'm just gonna take it off by hand, and I'll go all the way around the chamber and the door where it needs to be replaced. And the temptation is to take your new magnet. So you're gonna get a packet like this, and there'll be instructions with it. There's two, one for the door and one for the chamber. So I have the door here, the chamber here. The temptation is to just take your strips of magnets and just put it on here and be done with it. And for a little bit it'll work, but that's incorrect. So what you really need to do is take an X-Acto knife and just gently go through. You're not, you know, not scraping the chamber down, but as you can see, as I just do that, you get a whole bunch of adhesive coming off. So you do this to get as much adhesive as you can off the chamber. As you can see there, you know, all that, any of this adhesive makes the new magnet not stick as well, and we don't want that. We want it to stick nice and tight, so we don't end up having to do this again. So I just go around, all the way around both the door and this, and just peel off all this adhesive that I can get. Then when you've done that, I take the isopropyl alcohol, wet my rag, and give it a wipe down, let it dry. So you have a nice blank, dry surface to apply the new magnet to. Now, once you apply the magnet, and this is pretty critical so that it doesn't fall off again. Once you apply the magnet, leave it sitting for 48 hours, not in heat. Don't use the chamber. Don't put it in the incubator. The glue, the adhesive on the magnet itself, needs 24 to 48 hours. I always recommend the higher end of that to actually cure. So if you clean off all your adhesive, wipe it down, put your magnet on. It's just a peel. The back of the magnet just peels off. Right here, you just peel it off, and the adhesive's there. But let it sit for a full 48 hours without heat, without humidity, and then it gets a nice cure on there. And the tendency after that is to not have this happen again, especially you know, if you control the condensation in here. So that's really all there is to it. You know, I leave the door off while I let it cure. That way I know it's not going to be used in between on accident, or be the temptation. You know, if you have it ready to go, the temptation is always to use it and go. But you're going to end up with magnet problems down the road if you don't let that cure for long enough. So that's really all there is to it. And you know, once the magnets are on, you just screw your bolts back in. Bottom here, with the longer screw, and the nut goes on the outside, the screw head is on the inside. The door has the shorter screw, same thing, the nut's on the outside, the screw's here. I'm gonna go through and you know, I'll wipe down all this extra corrosion on here. That I'll just use my isopropyl alcohol for, but you're good to go. And chamber's basically like it was when you got it.